So we at Berlin, Ireland Pro-Choice are happy to be here on International Women's Day, standing here in solidarity with women from all over Germany and all over the world in our various but often common struggles. Over the past few months, we have seen attacks on women's rights all over the world, from the US to Poland. While in Ireland we continue our struggle to access reproductive rights that we never actually had before, the rise of the far right in the US and Europe means we're now witnessing those rights that women have already fought so hard to attain now coming under threat once more. These events are an important reminder that not only must we fight for our rights, but we must remain vigilant in order to protect them. We are also here standing in solidarity and joining those all over the island of Ireland who are holding a national strike today. People are withdrawing their Labour power and demanding a referendum to repeal the 8th in the south, a law that equates the life of a woman with that of a fetus. The Republic of Ireland has some of the strictest abortion laws in Europe, and while it claims to be a modern and humane state, it continues to deny childbearing people access to basic health care, refusing abortions even in the case where their lives may be at risk. They also continue to turn a blind eye to the people who are every day forced to leave Ireland to access abortion services in England, and that's, of course, if they can afford to or are able to do so. While at this very moment they can travel to access terminations in England, it remains to be seen how Brexit will affect childbearing people travelling from the Republic. We are also here, of course, in solidarity with those in Northern Ireland who are also striking today to demand access to abortion. The North also suffers from some of the severest restrictions on abortion in Europe because of the 1861 Offences Against the Person Act. Another outdated piece of legislation that prevents childbearing people in Northern Ireland from accessing terminations. Not only is abortion available in England, Scotland and Wales, but when people in the north travel to another country in the UK, their terminations are not covered by the NHS, as is the case in the rest of the UK. Sorry guys.
You can do it!
Oh my lord! Okay. Just like our Polish friends did last October, we stand here in black and demand that our government respect our bodily autonomy and allow us to decide if, when and how we have children. We stand here and demand that the Irish state get out of bed with the Catholic Church, who in all their hypocrisy would feign to mourn the loss of all the unborn children, and yet just decades ago they locked women up and they took their children away from them without their consent and either sent them to be adopted or neglected them and let them die and buried them in septic tanks. How Christian of them. In fact, just this week the remains of over 700 children were found buried in septic tanks underneath a former mother and baby home in Tuam, County Galway. The people in charge of those homes are the same people who tell us now they're pro-life and to love them both. And yet they colluded in the horrendous abuse of children and women in industrial schools and homes, some of whom didn't close until 1996. To this day, they continue to care more about fetuses and controlling women's bodies than about children or women at all. But we all knew this. Nothing is new. Nothing has changed except their methods. If we are successful here, and there is a repeal of the 8th Amendment or an extension of the 1967 Abortion Act, the fight will still be far from over. We must ensure that access to abortion in Ireland, both north and south, is access to abortion for all. We have to keep the pressure on to ensure that abortion is not only made legal, but made accessible to all childbearing people. That is, it's free, safe and legal. Let us stand in solidarity with all those who every day are forced to travel to England from Ireland, both north and south, to access abortion services. Let us stand in solidarity with all those striking today all over the island of Ireland and let us stand with those who have and will march and protest all over the world wherever their bodily autonomy is threatened. Thank you very much. Now I'll hand you over to Orla Hendren, who's going to do an amazing performance piece. Spoken word, sorry.
Okay, thanks Lorna, that was great. So I have an announcement, first of all, that they're going to try and do a short open mic at the end, so if anybody in the crowd wants to get up and say something, you might have a chance. This is just a poem that I wrote a couple of years ago about a very prominent anti-choice activist in Northern Ireland who arranges for a lot of people to stand outside abortion support or Mary Stopes clinics and harasses a lot of women going in there. They shout at them, they scream at them, they follow them. So this is a poem in response to that. It's called An Ode to Bernie Smith. Don't forget the name. You stand out there and call me murderist, like I'm some sort of terrorist, like I haven't already thought of this. You stand there on your high horse screaming, looking at me with your crazy face beaming like God himself is online streaming to you. You stand there singing prayers in my face. Your only purpose is to cause fear and debase. You're sure you're winning the Christian arms race with your stupid fucking GoPro recording my fear, my shame, my hurt, my choice. It misses your cheer. It misses the glint in your eye when you sneer. You stand there and tell me you love me, that I need no one's help but the God above me, and it's in his name that you push and shove me and chase me and follow me and scream about motherhood at me. You don't even know what's happening. You don't know where the fuck I've been. You stand there with your dead baby signs, holding it proudly, dressed up to the nines. We all know they're photoshopped, you lying fucking swines. You stand there preaching on the fallacy of abortion, but babies' nappies are fucking extortion, and who's going to pay? Is it you? What proportion will you pay? And will you wake up when I'm too depressed and pick up that baby and tell me it's blessed when it's got half a skull and it's being laid to rest? Will you be there to hold me when I look at that kid and see all the fuck awful things that he did? Will you tell me then that I made the right bid? You stand there and tell me that the baby is mine, that it loves me, and all I need to do is give it some time. But you don't see that I'm still in my prime. I don't want a baby. I want to finish school and go away travelling and learn to play pool and not constantly clean up baby fucking stool. But you stand there and ask passers-by to sign a petition to make abortion more of a crime. And it makes me wonder, what happened to you in your time? You stand there with that crazy look in your eyes, you hold up signs that say nothing but lies, and all your words do is verbally chastise. Well, let me tell you that I won't give in, and I don't care if you call it a sin, and I couldn't give a fuck if it's hell that I'm in. Because I'll fight for choice, either mine or the next, and we won't be beaten by religious texts, and we won't find fear in the beauty of sex. So you stand there for now with your face full of hate. You stand there and shout and call names and berate. You stay there and stupidly leave it up to fate. We'll escort and mobilise and lobby, change hearts. We'll involve the politics, the culture, the arts, till no man makes laws about my private parts. We'll write poems that are rants, and we'll stand there and chant, and we'll be coming at you like an army of ants. We'll be coming at you by using our voice with logic and reason. The masses will rejoice because we aren't pro-abortion. We're fucking pro-choice. I'm not sure who's next. I think it's the start of the